Christmas cookie recipe swap collaboration. And Meaghan from My Maine Kitchen is heading this one up. There are 10 plus YouTube channels in this collaboration, and I'll leave links to their channels down below, and I'll also make a playlist on my channel for your viewing pleasure. And go subscribe to these wonderful channels that I'm enjoying myself. Today we are making chocolate turtle cookies. May I say more? The recipe makes 16 to 17 cookies, but you can easily double or even multiply this recipe by 6 or 7 if you need a whole bunch for a cookie swap like I do. I'm going to show you one batch today to make it easy for you. This recipe's good for small families that want just, some chocolate in their life and don't have much time. And if you're new, coming from another channel in this collaboration to watch my cookie recipe, welcome. I'm so glad you're here, and feel free to look around on my channel and find something that you might like. I do cooking from scratch, baking, canning, dehydrating, fermenting, and I also do reviews sometimes. And if you find value in this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and share with your friends. I'm so glad you're here, and I appreciate all of you. Let's get started. The ingredients you'll need are 1 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder that's unsweetened, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 stick of butter softened, 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of white sugar, 1 room temperature egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, 9 to 10 caramel chews cut in half, and 3/4 cup of chopped pecans. Okay, first you want to whisk your flour, cocoa powder, salt, and baking soda together. And you always want to sift your cocoa because of all those lumps that are in it. Sometimes they might not dissolve. So I just use a sieve and tap it back and forth. My mom uses this thing that you just turn the wheel and the wire goes back and forth. And I do have a fancy one for my KitchenAid. Alright, so we just want to push those lumps through and scrape off the chocolate off our fingers. Baking soda, salt. I'm going to whisk those to combine. And we're going to set that aside. So now we're going to cream the butter and the sugar together. And you can use a handheld mixer for this if you don't have a stand mixer. When they say to cream, you want to have it on one of the higher settings. So once you have those creamed together, you want to add your egg. Now, I never crack it into what I'm mixing it into, just because I don't want anything crunchy in it. Then you want to add your vanilla. And we're going to mix this until it's fully incorporated. Which should be at a medium speed. Now you want to slowly add your dry ingredients. So maybe 1/3 at a time. So you don't forget. Messes are my middle name. Now we're back. Let's see if we can make a better mess. And if you didn't have the paddle attachment, you want to make sure you're scraping down the sides. And I think if I can clean this paddle off. All right, we're gonna go ahead and chill this for at least 30 minutes. And we're gonna saran wrap it. Then we'll be back. Taking the dough out of the refrigerator, and we've preheated our oven to 350. So then you want to get a 2 tablespoon cookie scoop, or just use your 2 tablespoons that you use for drop cookies. Then you're gonna put your caramel in the middle and roll it into a ball. Then you're gonna toss it in the pecans. And flatten it on the tray. And can you imagine all that caramel coming out when you bite into it? Like a big surprise. I think caramel is one of my favorite flavors. I even had solid caramel ice cream at my wedding instead of chocolate. That's how much caramel I like. So I'm gonna finish making this up, and then we'll get them in the oven, and then we'll do our taste test. You have to pull these from the oven. And we're gonna let these set for 5 to 10 minutes to let them set. All right, a lot of the recipes that I've looked at for turtle cookies had a chocolate drizzle on top, but this one doesn't. But that's why I love just researching recipes to see what is in common. And so I have a pot sitting on underneath the glass bowl here. I do have water in there, and I have it on a low medium. You don't want to go any higher than that to melt your chocolate. So you just keep stirring. And we're gonna drizzle this over the cookies when they firm up. And I use semi-sweet chocolate chips. I'm using a wide mouth canning jar to put my disposable piping bag in. I just bought a whole bunch at one time to make it really cheap, and I've been using them ever since. Well, I guess I should try one for you to see if they're really as good as they look. And let's see if I can eat this pretty instead of ugly. And drink my milk, of course. You can have cookies without milk. I would definitely make these again. I think next time I would do the same dough and roll the nuts in the outside, but also chop up the caramel. Like the caramel's just in the center, and I think it would be better if it was throughout the dough. Like that.